If I were starting a brand new digital product business today with everything I know now, these are 8 digital products I would seriously consider creating this year. I did a lot of research and these are products people are currently paying for right now. Because the truth is, many digital product ideas that worked a few years ago just aren't hitting the same anymore, while others are getting easier to sell. I'm including quite a variety of niches and product types on this list so you can pick and choose what works best for you. One type of digital product I've always been a big fan of is templates and resources that genuinely make someone's life or business easier. And project management spreadsheets are such a good example of this. This shop called Hey Morning has truly had such incredible growth. They've only had their Etsy shop open for about a year and a half, and they've already generated over $255,000 in revenue, mainly from selling Google Sheet templates. One of their top-selling listings is a project management spreadsheet, and that single product alone makes over $3,000 per month on average. And what's really important to understand here is why this works so well. Project management is a pain point for so many people: freelancers, small business owners, content creators, and even students. People don't want a complicated system that's just going to take up more of their time. They just want something simple, organized, and easy to use, which is what these spreadsheets offer. I also love that they include a demo video on how to use it before people buy. I always recommend having some sort of walkthrough tutorial on how to use your templates because it increases the value by so much. Now, if project management isn't your thing, that's fine because there are many types of spreadsheets that work really well, which is clearly demonstrated in this shop alone, like pricing calculators, social media planners, and book trackers. And yes, these look quite comprehensive and can take time to create, but in my opinion, it's worth the effort to learn this skill and offer a really valuable resource to your customers that you can charge more for, rather than $1 to $2 low-value digital downloads. I want to be really clear that Etsy isn't the only place you can sell these digital products. I'm using Etsy as an example because it gives us a ton of public data to research. You can absolutely sell these on your own website, and that's something I eventually recommend anyway. In fact, this shop owner does have their own website alongside Etsy, because although it's a great starting point for visibility and validation, having your own platform down the road gives you more control and a stronger brand. Keeping that same template theme going, the next digital product I would seriously consider creating is ADHD-focused Notion Planner templates. This shop has now been open for about 3 years, and they've already generated almost $400,000 in revenue selling Notion templates, which is pretty wild. And here's what stood out to me the most. They currently have only 16 active listings. 16. That's such a good reminder that you don't necessarily need a massive product catalog to be successful when your product is well thought out, well positioned, and takes some time and skill to produce. Although they sell a few different types of Notion templates, their ADHD focused planners are their top performers, 2 of which are generating over $3,000 per month each. And people aren't buying these just for their aesthetic. I mean, yes, they look really nice, but the biggest reason people buy them is because they help reduce overwhelm, create structure, and make day-to-day life or work tasks feel more manageable. I've been mentioning Notion a lot lately because I personally love using it every day, but if you're considering this one and you have no experience with Notion, I barely did either. When I created my first Notion planner, I literally watched a bunch of free YouTube tutorials and figured it out as I went. So you can do the same thing. This is also why I really recommend learning this skill if it interests you, because Notion templates fall into a higher value category of digital products in my opinion. They're not quick $1 digital downloads, which I feel like more people are pursuing now because they're just easier to create. Depending on how detailed your Notion planner is, you can realistically charge anywhere from $20 to $60 and sometimes even more. If you're willing to spend a little more time creating something more robust like this, your products will instantly stand out. Whether that's ADHD planners, business dashboards, content systems, or life planners, this type of digital product has so much potential. I really wanted to include this next one on the list because I know some of you watching are genuinely very creative and love graphic design, whether that design work is complex or very simple. And honestly, that was me when I first started. So my next idea for you is PNG bundles. Now, I do want to be really clear about one thing. I'm personally not a fan of encouraging people to create $1 or $2 digital downloads, if you haven't already noticed. Because while they can sell really well, you need a lot of volume to make them worth your time, in my opinion, which again is totally doable. It just depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it. So instead, I did a deeper dive into PNG bundles that are priced slightly higher than the average and are actually performing really well. And I found a few really good examples that you can take inspiration from, like this Just One More Chapter PNG listing, this sarcastic PNG bundle, and a Christian SVG and PNG bundle. Even though some of these listings go on sale from time to time, their original prices typically range from $5 to $11 or so. You might have also noticed that the designs themselves are actually very simple to create. Most of them are quotes paired with super basic graphics or decorative elements that you could easily grab from a beginner-friendly graphic design platform like Kittl, who's the sponsor of today's video. Now, when it comes to creating aesthetically pleasing and truly unique designs that will stand out, Kittl is hands down the best platform for this. If you've seen some of my other videos, you already know how much I love Kittl. Creators are using it to make all kinds of custom AI digital products, design branding, and marketing assets, and even produce print-on-demand products with beautiful mockups. So you can use the link below to create your account and start browsing through all the new features they have to offer. There are a few different ways you can create your PNG bundles, but my favorite way is to use Kittl flows. And I'll actually share my template with you below that you can access right away and customize it for your own designs. And if you want to use a different template or start your own from scratch, go to templates, scroll down to Kittl Flows right over here and click on Show All. You can either select Use Template under any of the ones you want to customize or simply click on New Project to start one from scratch. So in my example, I'm creating a books and coffee themed PNG bundle. I started with this artboard where I grabbed this beautiful book and flowers graphic from Kittl's illustrations over here, which you have full access to. And I used their text feature to add in my quote. Now, with Kittl Flows, you'll see how easy it is to instantly create a variety of designs using the original one as inspiration. So click on your artboard and select Add Smartboard. And then you're gonna write out an AI prompt to describe your variation. So for example, create a new design inspired by the original, featuring a different book with different flowers and a new coffee and books quote. Keep the font and colors the same. If you need help improving your AI prompts, you could also click on Enhance Prompt and it will generate a more descriptive and detailed prompt for you. It's just that easy. Now you have access to my template, so when you click on any of these, you'll see the actual prompt I used. Feel free to change them up, build on them, and create multiple variations of these. You can sign up for Kittl using the link in the description box below and use code SandraYT for 25% off any plan you choose. This applies to the first month or the first year if you choose an annual plan. Okay, you've probably heard of digital courses 1,000 times by now, and maybe you've also heard of mini courses, which usually have 1 to 3 modules with a few lessons inside each one. But the next category I want to talk about is what I like to call tiny courses. Tiny courses are even more focused than mini courses. They usually consist of just a few short lessons designed to help someone achieve one very specific outcome. And that's it. I'll give you a personal example. I recently purchased a tiny course for $27 and it was only 5 lessons in total, each about 10 to 13 minutes long. So in about 1 hour, I had consumed the entire thing. The course was all about structuring a content calendar with more engaging emails, specifically how to map out all 12 months of the year, where to place promotional emails, and how to balance those with emails meant to connect with my subscribers. There was absolutely no fluff or a massive system to get through. It focused on solving one problem very quickly. And I think that's why tiny courses work so well right now. Many people just aren't looking for a huge all-in-one program anymore. They're just too busy for that. They have a problem right now and they want the fastest, clearest way to solve it. This is also such a good option if you've ever thought about teaching something but felt overwhelmed by the idea of creating a full-blown signature course with 6 to 8 modules and 20 lessons inside each one. Keep your tiny course to about 5 to 10 lessons max, with each lesson around 3 to 8 minutes. You can include 1 to 2 resources or templates to help your customers implement the strategies you're teaching. By the way, if you want to sell educational digital products like a tiny course or even an ebook or a workshop, I put together a 36-page PDF guide that's all about how to create a digital product people actually want. You can grab that for free in the description box below. All right, I did promise you a variety of niches in this video, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about workbooks and trackers, because these are really underrated in my opinion. I came across this gardening workbook and tracker bundle from this shop, and this one listing alone is generating around $400 to $500 per month. It's also not an oversaturated niche. It's very specific and very valuable to the right person. Since these products help people actually do something, like track their progress, build better habits, follow a process, or stay consistent with a hobby or a goal, they'll always be profitable products. I actually recently bought the Atomic Habits workbook. Even though I own the actual book Atomic Habits and have read it twice, I just loved the idea of having a physical workbook and tracker to help me break my bad habits and hopefully develop better ones. These are also not really hard to create, so it's a great option for you if you're just getting started. You could literally create a full workbook or tracker bundle using Kindle or Google Docs, export everything as PDFs, and sell it as a digital bundle. And obviously, this doesn't just apply to gardening or developing better habits. You could easily apply this to so many other things that you're actually passionate about and are skilled at. Some examples are self-worth or self-care workbook bundles, preschool activity workbooks, and novel writing trackers. The next digital product category is especially powerful if you're in a service-based or professional niche, and it's client guide templates. A great example of this is a real estate listing and buyer presentation bundle from this shop, Real Estate Template Co. This one listing alone generates over $2,000 per month, which is incredible. And what's important to understand here is that this isn't just a basic PDF that someone consumes once and forgets about it. It's a complete client guide system that real estate agents use directly in their business. Inside, it walks clients through things like pricing strategies, what to expect during the buying or selling process, negotiation tips, staging advice, and clear step-by-step roadmaps, all in a really polished and professional way. So instead of explaining the same things over and over again, agents can use this guide to educate their clients and set expectations. And even though we now live in a world where you could basically get any information online with all the different AI tools popping up, that's not why people buy templates like this. People buy them because they're based on real experience from a professional that's simply sharing their steps and process. This same concept works incredibly well for photographers sharing pricing and process guides, coaches onboarding new clients, consultants explaining their framework and deliverables, or freelancers outlining timelines and expectations. Not to mention, you can charge quite a bit for these because of how valuable they are, like this listing, which is originally priced at $72. Shifting gears once again to a category that I feel is quietly becoming more and more appealing to both creators and buyers, and that's memberships. Now, you might hear the word membership and immediately picture something overwhelming. That includes producing daily content, getting on constant live calls, and providing endless resources. But that's not necessarily what people are looking for now. Similar to offering tiny courses, people are just very busy. They don't have time to consume new content and resources every week, let alone hop on constant coaching calls just to get the help they need. What most people do want, though, is ongoing support, accountability, and structure without feeling the pressure or overwhelm. That's why smaller and more focused memberships work so well. A membership can be as simple as providing new monthly templates or resources, a library of guides that just grows over time, or even a private community where people can ask questions and stay consistent. The value really comes from helping people stay on track with their goals. From a creator perspective, memberships are also really powerful because they create recurring income. Instead of constantly starting from zero every month, you're building something that compounds over time. And from the buyer's side, memberships often feel like a low-pressure way to get ongoing help without committing to a big course upfront. Now, as an example, I personally pay for a membership that costs me $97 a month, which gives me access to a big library of templates, trainings, and resources that may grow slightly every month or so. I'm part of a private community where I get to connect with fellow entrepreneurs and ask questions, and there's a monthly Q&A call with the creator. That's it. I have not had nearly enough time to consume even half the actual content in the portal. I pay because I love the support and accountability it offers. Now, you can charge anywhere from $7 to $97 or more per month for your membership, depending on what the topic is, what your members gain access to, and what transformation you're helping them achieve. So this next one immediately caught my attention while I was doing my research, and I'll explain a few reasons why. It's Airbnb income and expense templates. I came across this shop and I actually had to double check the numbers because they're kind of wild. They've only been open for about 3 years, currently only have 49 active listings, sell primarily Google Sheet templates, here we go again, and have already generated over $1.2 million in revenue. Like what? One of their top performing listings is this Airbnb income and expense spreadsheet. And what I love about this example is how incredibly specific it is. And honestly, it's also just a really pretty spreadsheet. They did a phenomenal job. But anyway, a generic budget spreadsheet alone tends to perform really well. But this one is built specifically for Airbnb hosts. That niche positioning makes this listing stand out so much more. Instead of competing with every other finance tracker on the internet, this template speaks directly to a very specific type of business owner with very specific needs. Airbnb hosts need to track their income, expenses, cleaning fees, repairs, occupancy rates, and profitability. And having a spreadsheet designed exactly for that makes it instantly way more valuable. I was also personally intrigued by this one because my husband and I have a huge dream of owning an Airbnb business in Florida someday. Wish us luck. I'm manifesting this right now and putting it out into the universe. But this is genuinely the kind of tracker I know we would want and need when that time comes. You can sign up for Kiddle using the link in the description box below and use code SandraYT for 25% off your first month or first year, depending on the plan you choose. And if you're thinking of selling educational and helpful resources like ebooks, templates, mini courses, or workshops, you can check out my free 36-page PDF guide down below on how to create a digital product people actually want. Head over to this video next where I share the mistakes I made selling digital products so you don't have to. I'll see you there.